Boy, this interview's #4 tape has just been a treasure trove. This is great. It's a look at Mad Magazine with more than just William Gaines. You know, it says and company, but it's got a lot of the faces we all grew up with, people that helped shape our satirical political edge for anyone that's about 60 years old or older. Mad Magazine really helped form our generation. And they address that in this clip. It's a good one. It's from The Real Story on CNBC. What's that say? April Fool's Day, 1991. How appropriate.
You may think they're all the same. The national magazines that keep us abreast of world events. But when it comes to analysis of what politicians are actually saying or incisive interpretations of our pop culture, one publication has hit the mark more than any other for almost 40 years. Time, Newsweek, U.S. News and World Report. They're good, just a little boring. They're not mad enough.
I don't care what you're going to say about them. I don't care what similarities exist. We were here first. What they do, they're mad wannabe as far as we're concerned.
Mad Magazine editors John Ficarra and Nick Meglin believe occasionally there's humor in just repeating the stories making news in other publications and saying, hey, did we miss something? For example, did we miss the complete and total solutions to serious problems which freed up law enforcement to turn all their attention to dirty rap song lyrics? Or did we miss the heartfelt apology for the Tiananmen Square massacre, which convinced President Bush that China's leaders are all swell fellows again? It's headlines as punchlines.
Without trying to, there is an inherent message in every issue of Mad, which is just because a political person says something, it doesn't mean what he's saying is accurate or honest or not self-serving.
Okra wind-free interviews political image maker Roger Ailing, or as Mad defines him, the man who packages candidates like advertisers sell hemorrhoid cream, odor eaters, roach poison, or any other disgusting product.
We exaggerate. Reality into its absurd is humor. The unfortunate thing is that sometimes the reality is so absurd that there's no more room for humor.
What are they doing with all this political satire? Isn't this a magazine that built its subscriptions on teenagers? Well, if Mad has a theme between the laughs, it's to challenge authority, to ask questions.
If we try to do anything besides make money here, it's to teach people to think for themselves and not to trust what they read on the theory that we hate everybody regardless of race, creed, or color. We attack everybody regardless of race, creed, or color.
For William Gaines, publisher of Mad, that meant Alfred E. Newman, the magazine's mascot, would question not only the pomposity of adults, but he would also poke fun at teen icons. Much of each issue is set aside for skewering their music, movie, and TV heroes.
There are thousands of teenage girls around the country now who absolutely hate us. And we were saying very harmless things. The New Kids on the Block make most people yearn for the worldly, older, more mature voices of Menudo.
If you're going to write about New Kids on the Block in the latest PG picture that has come out, that means you got to see all of this stuff that is designed for young teenagers.
Yeah, in fact, one of the writers, Dick DeBartolo, said at one point, he said, I'll write the satire for free, but you're paying me to have to sit through watching this stuff.
I joined the Corps to uphold the traditions set by the finest Marine and Corps history, Gomer Pyle. Ollie North is saying better shred than red. So we try and relate how sitcoms reflect to earlier sitcoms and how sitcoms relate to some real people. This is very deep, and I hope people at home are taking notes.
People would like to think that the atmosphere here in the office sort of reflects the pages of the magazine, a bit of a frat house sensibility. Is that true?
Sloppy, unkempt, not very funny, boring, bad taste, all of that. Yeah, I say.
Part of the enjoyment of writing for Mad Magazine is that it's a cheap alternative to therapy. We're able to get angry about something and then express our anger and work it out through the pages of Mad Magazine.
And this is a takeoff on joining video clubs.
Oh yeah, the first one is always very cheap, but then you wind up paying and paying and paying for many more months than you'd ever care to.
The detail work that you go to, every little part of this,
has something significant and funny, like even the titles of the movie. Instead of the deer hunter, it's the beer hunter.
That's right, the Milagro beanbag chair, Uncle Schmuck, and a whole big list of them.
Now I like this. The cook, the thief, his wife, the plumber, their parking lot attendant, a taxidermist, the midget, and some guy in a kangaroo outfit. Mad's satirical success has always relied on a deadly accurate 1-2 combination punch of words and pictures. Artist Mort Drucker.
The idea is to illustrate what the writer is trying to say. But beyond that, if I can think of a sight gag, and I prefer sight gags so copy doesn't get in the way, I will use sight gags to further enhance it if I can.
Here you've got a 2-page spread on The Godfather. Who would think of putting the Peanuts characters in the middle of The Godfather?
That's the key, the contrast. That you hit it right on the head. That's what I like to do. In this panel, you see Al Pacino is with a priest in Sicily, and the priest is telling him to confess his sins, and he says, "Okay, here goes. I betrayed my wife. I betrayed myself. I had men killed. I killed men myself. I voted twice in Chicago. I hooked up cable, and I'm getting HBO illegally. Tell me, Cardinal, will I burn in hell?" And he says, "You could be in big trouble for that cable thing."
Mad is a rarity. There's no paid advertising, just ad parodies. Yet this year they put out their 300th issue.
Really, we just hold up American life to itself and use that as our jumping point. And that's why I think Mad has managed to stay current all these years, because we're just showing people what's really going on.
What's the reason Mad is still in business and all the competitors have fallen by the wayside?
Talent. Pure talent. We have the best.
I don't like to brag, but this is a writing award. It's for the play I wrote in the 3rd grade in grammar school.
Written by a winner of a 3rd grade writing award. It used to be just for kids, but now, as those kids got older, they have photographic proof that adults do read.
Oh boy, did you pose for that?
Apparently, at the news rack, they caught me unawares, a youthful
Nice
me.
job.
Thank you for watching Cleveland Live Music. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. There's further patronage information in the video descriptions below. Thanks for all the support and making the channel grow.